Yo, otakus, check this out. There's this place called Beautiful Halo, and they got some amazing anime merch like hoodies and t-shirts. They offer designs from DBZ, SAO, One Punch Man, and more. All with dope designs. Go treat yourself to what you deserve. Link in the description below. What's up, otakus? Welcome home to TaylorMadeOtaku. My name is Taylor, and today is the first ever TaylorMadeOtaku podcast. Pretty excited to start doing this. I'm joined here today with the boy, ShootingStar Sheriff.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Good to be here. Thank you for having me on, cuz.
Thank you for being here. This is actually kind of lit. I've never had a podcast before.
Now you do.
Apparently, you just sit here and just talk.
What's the name of the game?
Just talk about random nonsense. And I'm all about random nonsense.
Alright, so maybe you should tell everybody what this podcast is going to be about, basically.
Okay, like, pretty much what this is on my Discord, if you're in my Discord, which you should be, my Discord, my Twitter, you should follow me there. That's where I post this kind of stuff, these kind of announcements. Pretty much on my Discord, I did ask for a couple topics. What I want to do is I want to take 5 to 10 topics, maybe twice a month. We'll start twice a month, just to see how well this actually does. I'm gonna upload these on both my channels, TaylorMadeOtaku and TaylorMadeOtaku 2. Go subscribe there if you haven't already. Link in the description below for you to go check that out. But yeah, pretty much I'm going to pick like 5 to 10 things to talk about, things that you guys want to hear, and sometimes some stuff I just want to talk about and get off my chest. With that being said, let's get this started. The actual first question that I got, not like the first question, but the first question I want to go over was what solidified Hinata as my waifu. And to put it simply, she's basically perfect. Basically, she's not actually perfect, but she's one of like the few characters that I actually grew to fall in love with instead of just, oh man, she's hot. Because no lie, the first thing I thought about with Hinata when I first saw her was that she looked weird.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
My first, like, literally when she popped up on screen, I was like, you look weird.
Was it because she had no pupils?
It was because she had no pupils, yes.
Wow.
And I actually kind of like sat back and I was like, whatever. Because at that point I had watched enough anime to be like, whatever. But then she opened her mouth. No, she didn't even open her mouth. She thought to herself that she wouldn't be in Naruto Squad. And like when she thought that in her head and I heard her voice, I was like, you have an adorable voice. And then that was pretty much it. Until like she popped back up during the tuning exams.
Oh God. Are you about to talk about the scene I think you're about to talk about?
No, well, no. But, but no. It was pretty much when they were taking like the test. Like the written test, and they were like, hey, no cheating or whatever. And I was like, okay, but then she was like, I'll help you, I got all the answers, and she was gonna help Naruto. And I was like, you know what? That's pretty nice. That's pretty cool. Like, she down to cheat. But, you know, it was at that point, like, it never really, like, it never sunk into me that she liked Naruto in, like, the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't in it that much. But, like, when I found out, like, hey, she actually likes Naruto, I was like, okay, that's an extra point. I've seen nothing but people give this guy shit for, like, 20-something episodes.
You talking about part 1?
Yeah.
I thought everyone gave Naruto shit. Wait, can I cuss on here?
I don't care.
Oh, shit. I thought okay, so I thought everyone gave Naruto shit because he liked soccer in the first part. Well, in the second part too, but I thought they gave him more shit in the first part because they're like, okay, soccer, because that was soccer at her most annoying. I will admit that she is less annoying in Shippuden, but she's just way more useless in Shippuden. She's just way more annoying in part 1.
Yeah, like, but no, I'm talking about like in like the show itself, not like us as like fans.
Oh,
like
okay.
In the show, all I saw was people giving him shit, and then finally someone other than Aruka to be like, I like him. I like this kid because I like Naruto.
I like Naruto.
In like the beginning, was he annoying? It was more of his voice than anything else. But hey, you get used to his voice. But then like deeper on into like the tuning exams, when she got into that fight with Neji, that's when it kind of like, that's when you learn like more about her like backstory and everything like that. And I was like, oh my god. So it's not like she liked Naruto because he was nice. She liked him because like he inspired her to do better in her own life, which is like really refreshing, to be honest, because I'm so sick of, he picked up my pencil one time, it was so nice, I'm in love with him. Or he said like one thing nice about me and oh my god, I'm in love. No, it was more like a kind of like a realistic type, like he inspired me to be better about myself.
Yeah, like him always giving it is all like always brought the best out in her. So yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that. A lot of anime now is like, oh, you looked my way. I think I'm gonna marry you. I think I'm gonna marry you. Like, yeah, it is pretty. The word for it, superficial. It is definitely. Yeah. We're talking about people who like. We're talking about characters that get superpowers and stuff like that, and they get transported to other worlds, which is funny because that's something I think we're talking about in this podcast.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, a lot of anime as far as like romance and anime, a lot of it is superficial. Now you do have some gems in the rough, like Naruto, like the Naruto Hinata relationship is one of the diamonds in the rough. I mean, I think for what it is too, because like Naruto is a shonen, so for their relationship to kind of be like what it is in a shonen is kind of different, I think too, which for what it's worth, I think it's good points. But I feel like shonens just don't ever have like the best relationship. Well, it's not meant to, but because which Cuz learned earlier this week that shonens were an audience, not an actual genre.
Yeah, it's an audience, not a genre. It's like a demographic.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then she kept with the fight with Neji, and then it's like, it was at that point I was like, okay, I love you. And
okay,
that's when it hit like the love port. Like I loved like her story and then everything like that. And then all of a sudden, Neji beat her, and at that point I didn't like Neji at all because he beat her like that. And then to check if she was alive, they unzipped her jacket.
I thought we weren't talking about this.
I said
scene.
Not yet.
Oh, I was like, what? I thought we wasn't talking about.
But then it's like Naruto was like, once Naruto learned more about her, like the same, like it's like me, he was like, okay, I'm kind of on her side. I want her to succeed. And Neji was coming from that bullshit. But yeah, they like for some reason Naruto kept staring at her tits. And I was like,
no. Hold on.
Why are you?
No, hold on. Let's
maybe it wasn't Naruto.
It was just the way the shot was.
Yeah. It was like
that shot was just
the way, like the shot. It just had like three separate, like it was like 3 or 4 separate, like just close-ups of like her tits. And I was like, why are we doing this? Like
it was poor. That was a poorly like aimed shot. It was just horrible.
It was
horrible. Like I get that like he was like Naruto's supposed to be stunned at the fact that like Neji did it, but the way they did the close-ups, I was just like, wait, hold on. I'm supposed to be feeling bad right now.
Yeah, but yeah, and then like it's like, okay, so you move on from that, it's like at that point I realized Hinata stacked, but that's a whole other issue. And then we go on and we move from that. We move to like when Naruto was about to fight Neji, and he didn't have like the confidence that he normally has. And then he ran into Hinata, and she gave him a pep talk and got him right back on track. And I was like, "You are magnificent. You are a beautiful person. Like I love you." And like and then every time she just popped up on screen, like the love that I had just kept growing and growing and growing. And then it got to the point in Shippuden. Spoilers, if you haven't seen Shippuden. If you haven't seen Shippuden,
dude, just like, spoil it. Like, it's a 10-year. At this point, the series has been out for over 10 years. Just spoil. Yeah, it's not a spoiler.
Like in Shippuden, like she actually like fights Pain to protect Naruto, and she dies. And literally, it's funny because you told me that.
I did tell you that.
You told me that, and what did I say?
You stopped watching it.
Stopped. I stopped watching because there was literally no reason for me to keep watching. Don't get me wrong, like I like Naruto as a show, I like Naruto as a character, I like the story that they tell, but Hinata was my main reason for staying. Because I loved her so much. And then she died, and I was like, there's no point. There's no point in me watching. I literally told him, just spoil me for the rest of the show. I'm not watching that. And then, like a month, 2 months later, you called me back, and you were like, oh, yeah, she's alive. I'm like, I'm still not watching.
Because they had the gall to kill. You know what's funny now that I think about this in perspective? They had the gall to kill off Hinata, but we haven't gotten rid of Sakura yet.
I know.
Not even for like a chapter. Like, nope. Let's just kill her for a chapter.
Was there even like a close call with Sakura?
Nah.
Because Naruto had like 4 close calls where he almost died.
No, has a close call every time he goes out on a mission.
Pretty much, right? It's always like a really close call.
Naruto's always dying, or almost about to die.
But then I was like, okay, I'm not watching Shippuden anymore. I told him just to spoil me. He would tell me every once in a while, and I think there was a movie. Like the next thing, like Naruto related that I watched was like 2 movies. I don't remember which one it was, but it was the one where they went to like the alternate version.
Oh, yeah, that alternate, like...
Yeah.
No, is that the one where he goes back in the past and he meets his dad?
No, they don't go back in the past. They just go back to like a different... They go to like a different, like, version.
Oh, yeah, they go like to a different version of Konoha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember what that movie's called.
I forget that one, too. Is that... No, that's not Blood Prison.
But this is how I knew I loved Hinata with all of my heart. Literally, when she showed up in like that version, and she was the complete opposite, I was still in love with her.
Oh, when she was like more of like a go-getter.
When she was more assertive and kind of violent, I was like, I still love you. What's like legitimately when she like showed up, and like Naruto and like Sakura were like just walking, and they ran into him, and they were like, and Hinata's like, are you two on a date? And Sakura's like, no, like kind of blowing it off, like, why would I ever date this guy? Because fuck Sakura. She was like, if you ever touch him, I'll fucking kill you. And I immediately got a stiffy. Immediately.
This man said immediately.
Like,
immediately.
And besides, that goes even, that's like even deeper to where you can be the exact polar opposite of yourself and still love the same person.
True.
That to me is amazing. And then you told me about Naruto the Last. Like, he literally called me. He was like, we were having like a normal conversation. He's like, oh, have you seen that movie with the Hinata movie? I was like, there's a Hinata movie? He was like, yeah, there's a Naruhina movie. I literally stopped everything that I was doing and then turned that movie on and watched it in its completion. I literally fangirled louder than I've ever fangirled for anything.
By the way, that's probably his favorite movie, if you ask him. It's probably his favorite Naruto movie.
That's the only thing that matters.
It's the only movie that, that's the only movie on his radar.
That's, like, the only Naruto... And I like the one where they went to, like, where they were, like, that little snow kingdom and he had to protect the princess.
I think she was like the very first movie.
Yeah, I like that movie. I really like that movie.
So many.
But The Last is the only thing Naruto related that matters to me.
Oh, I hear you.
Literally.
I know.
And then came Boruto. I can't do Boruto. However, Hinata though. Hinata still got it, bro. Like, the fact that Hinata is like low key bad is like the last thing about her that I actually like. Like, her attractiveness is the last thing about her that ever comes to mind. Like, I love Hinata. I could talk about Hinata this entire podcast, but we need to move on.
I mean, we could.
Yeah, we need to move on.
We'll just have to break this podcast up into like 20 parts, but it's okay.
No, do you have a waifu that's above everybody else?
Oh, you know what? It's funny because I think we were talking about this. Like, we were literally talking about this like right before this podcast started, and I don't think I've ever. I mean, I've always had girls. Like, I've always had like when I was like growing up, I always had like girls that were like in anime that I really liked, like. I like Misty from Pokemon. She was like when I was 10, she was fine. Yeah. Like,
no doubt about that.
Like, I had a thing for Bulma back in Dragon Ball.
Right.
Like original Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, like the first. Okay.
Like Dragon Ball, yeah. Like I was like, Bulma, what's good? You know? Like who else? Max's that girl that Max was into in Goofy movie.
Oh, I know. Roxanne.
Roxanne, yeah,
Roxanne.
She was fine, even though she was. Wait, isn't that a furry question? No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
Just so you guys know, like, somebody asked me would I ever consider being a furry. The answer is no. The answer is no. I have nothing against furries. It doesn't tickle my pickle. I'm sorry.
No, it's not a thing. Even though I just said something about Roxanne from a Goofy movie. But as far as waifus go, I don't think I've really ever like solemnly like had one. Like, I don't have one like you do, where you have one that like tops like everybody. Like you have like that definitive answer. Like, if anyone asks you, it would always be that one answer. Yeah. Like, for me, like I don't think I have one. Like, I have like some that are like high on the list, but like I have like some that are high, but like I don't think I have like that one definite like one or one definite like wife. I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is like, I guess maybe it's my qualities and my tastes. I haven't seen that in like another character yet. So maybe until I get to a character that like.
So who is it right now?
Who is it right now?
Right now.
You know what? It'd probably still be. I'm trying to think. Are we taking like quality, like actual like personality traits?
Like whoever is your absolute favorite right now.
My absolute favorite right now.
Or if you have more than one, you can just.
You know what?
Say that.
I just, you know what? And it dawned on me. It just dawned on me. I know who would be my actual like waifu. It just dawned on, and I think she would be top, like my pick each time. It would probably be Morika from Jet the. You know what I'm talking.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Just
the recovery of a MMO junkie.
There we go. I never use the English name. Yeah. I can never remember it, but Morika. Yeah, she probably would be.
Yeah, she's
definitely nice.
She's definitely.
I think she's a sweet girl. She is a sweet woman.
She is. We've been talking about this for almost 20 minutes now.
That's fine. Because like
it's a podcast. We can just keep talking.
We really can. Like, that's.
Well, I don't want this to be way too long. So let's move on to the next question. What is one anime you thought that you'd hate, but when you watched it, you actually really liked it? Like, what did you think you wouldn't like about it? Oh man, there's so many like that. Oh, that's easy for me.
Oh, what was it? What's yours?
Yamada's first time.
Oh, I remember that one. Okay, yeah. I remember that. Because like they make the girl out to be like really, really slutty, but then like she's not really slutty.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's not slutty at all. She's just like innocent.
She's like, my dream is to have sex with 100 dudes before I graduate high school, and I'm just like, what like how is that anything like redeeming? Like I didn't want to watch it, but I kept seeing like commercials, and I kept seeing like people talking about it, and I was like, you know what, I'll bite the bullet. So this was back before I was in my phase, and I had just gotten like a good to steady paycheck, and I didn't know what else to do, so I just buy anime instead of just watching it online first. But I bought Yamada's First Time, and I watched it in its entirety in like one sitting, and I'm gonna tell you, it's one of the funniest things I've ever watched. I was so surprised at how much I actually liked it. I think at this point I've watched it 6 times.
What?
I've watched that anime 6 times.
You do own it. I mean,
like, literally the amount of joy I have when I watch that show is just ridiculous. Because I never thought I could get that much joy out of a girl wanting to be a hoe, but she can't be a hoe because she's so afraid of sex.
Yeah. That one is really good. That one is a really good one.
Yeah. Yeah, what about you?
Oh, that's crazy. One that I thought I wasn't really gonna like, because I mean that's the cool thing about me and you is like, as far as genre, like as far as our personal tastes, they're actually worlds apart, because I'm more of a shonen action adventure type of person. You like more romance and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's very seldom like things that I'm really really into, like you're like really into other things. I think one that really stood out to me in the last few years is Your Lie in April. Remember when I watched that? Yeah. Remember when I watched Your Lie in April? It was on net. I think it's still on Netflix at the time of this podcast. I'm not 100% sure. Fact check me on that. I might be right, I might be wrong. But yeah, Your Lie in April, because I think that was the first time I really wanted. I feel like that was the first time I really ever watched something and I was really super emotionally invested into like the characters. Not in like, there's this big battle, I hope they win. Like, I was like, as far as like dealing with like, you know, there's so many themes and topics that show covers within its like 12 episode span or something like that.
That was like 24.
24?
23, 20.
I can't remember. It's been a while since I've watched it. But I think there's so many themes and stuff that it delves into, like, you know, personal loss, personal psyche, like being just completely demotivated and how you like get your motivation and stuff back. That was really, I think one of the biggest things I think that drew me in was the scene. It was the episode. I'm gonna get into spoiler territory for those who haven't seen it, but it was that one episode. It's the episode where they're about to go on stage and they're about to perform together for the first time, and there's this. I think the actual name of the OST is called Your Friend A, or something like that. That's the, like, if you actually go and look at the OST for the show, I think that show's called Your Friend A or something like that, because that's what she calls him, Friend A.
Yeah.
Or Friend B. I forget. It's Friend A or Friend B. But I think, yes. So in that OST plays, and he has this really inner monologue on how these two characters that have, like, they both had this love for music, but how they're like so worlds apart from each other as far as like how they live their lives. And I think after that monologue that he had, I was definitely a fan of the show. It wasn't really the first episode, but I think it was episode 2 or 3 when they finally do that performance together, I was like, okay, this is something different.
Right.
But there's a lot of shows that I didn't think I was gonna like at first, and I ended up really loving. The ballroom.
Welcome to the Ballroom.
Welcome to the Ballroom is so good.
Oh, I knew I was gonna love that. I
didn't think I was gonna like an anime about ballroom dancing. I was like, this is not gonna be good. But I ended up like, I love it.
That's funny because I was legitimately sold specifically because it was an anime about ballroom dancing. When I read the synopsis, Welcome to the Ballroom, it's an anime about ballroom dancing. I said, I'm going to love this. This is going to be amazing.
I remember when you told me about that, and I was like, oh, hell no. I was so not about it.
Yeah, like, and that's fair. It's like ballroom dancing. Like, who's into ballroom dancing? But if anime can do anything, it can make something amazing out of something that you don't even care about.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't care about pianos or classical music, but I did like Your Lie in April. I didn't care about ice skating. Yuri on Ice was alright. It was pretty good.
I gotta get to that at some point. I have to get to that at some point. But
what, Yuri on Ice?
Yeah.
It's really gay.
Okay.
But
alright.
But at the
fine.
same time, it's pretty good.
Okay.
It's actually not like
I have to
super bad. It's like Free.
I have to check that out.
I didn't think I was gonna like Free because of all like the.
Oh, Free was pretty good.
Free was good. Free was great. I didn't think I was gonna like it.
What, really?
I don't care about swimming.
Oh, I don't care about swimming either.
And it was pretty much sold to me as fan service for girls.
What was that other anime that we watched about swimming? It was so
Dive.
Dive was so bad.
Dive was awful.
Dive was so bad.
They had no nipples. But then again, 99% of anime don't have nipples.
I was gonna say,
unless you're a female.
Yeah, then you always have nipples. But yeah, at that point you always have nipples. But you wanna know an anime that we hate and we still hate to this day?
Quarion? Suzuka.
I was like, it can only be like one or two.
It's straight up. Suzuka is the worst thing I've ever watched.
Suzuka's bad.
Well, I'm not gonna say it's the worst thing I've ever watched, but it's the only thing that I've ever watched that had me infuriated at the end. I was legitimately angry when it was over. I was but like I bought it for $20 because it was like on sale, I think, or maybe it was just like something they were doing at FYE at the time. I literally bought it. I watched it in its entirety because I bought it, and immediately I gave it away. I didn't try to sell it. I didn't throw it. I said, I'm giving this away. And I gave it to my friend. He's like, I liked it. I was like, that's because you have trash taste. That it is awful. Suzuka is the worst character I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's so bland.
She's worse than Sakura.
That's saying
like
something.
As a character.
That's coming from you.
Like, I hate Sakura. More than anything else, I hate Sakura. But Suzuka is so it's such a garbage. She's such a garbage character. This dude confessed to her twice, and she turned him down. So then by the way, all the characters are trash.
Side note, before you watch this trash anime, note that all the characters are trash.
All the characters are trash. Like, guy meets girl, guy likes girl. Guy asks girls out twice. Girl says no twice. You know, anime, they live together, whatever. So guy moves on to separate girl. Guy moves on, does not move on. Guy is still in love with girl A. Girl B is a nice, sweet young girl who likes guy. Girl A, aka Suzuka, decides to start flirting and being all friendly now the guy has another girlfriend. Then guy, what do? They cheat on each other?
I forgot, man. You remember more than me. I was like, bro, I don't even remember any of that.
Like the story behind it was just garbage. The story was garbage. The characters were garbage. I hated it. It had nice music.
All right then,
but that's about it. I hate that. That's not even a question. Listen,
that was full blown. But that's what you come for the podcast for. You come for that actual real one-on-one talking, man. You come for that real authenticity.
Yeah. That's one that I knew I thought I would like that I hated. How about that? You get two for one. How about that? All right. What's the next question? How did you get into anime, and what was your first one?
No, this one's easy.
My first anime was The Vision of the Vision of Escaflowne. That was my first one. I literally saw that on TV. Like, it came on like right after the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh.
How was that? How were those two like together? I don't know. But hey, kids WB. And I remember sitting back, I remember watching it, I remember thinking, this is really cool. And I really loved like the art style they'd had. It was because it was so different from like cartoons. And yeah, that was my first one. And then from there, it was all Toonami from that point.
Yeah.
And Toonami just had like the bangers. Like it had Tenchu Muyo was like my first, which had my first ever anime crush in Ryoko. It had Yu Yu Hakusho, which is my favorite shonen. It had Outlaw Star, which was amazing. It had Dragon Ball, and hey, it's Dragon Ball. Yeah, and Card Captor Sakura. They had like so many like great anime. You know, it was just amazing. And then if you stayed up late enough, you got like the Big O, Cowboy Bebop, Gundam. Like you got like a bunch of good ones. So like pretty much like it was just like love from there on then. Like, I put anime above cartoons, but there are some good cartoons. I can't like hate on cartoons.
Oh anymore. Yeah, man. I've been there's a lot of nice revivals of older cartoons recently. Like Invader Zim's getting like a resurgence on Netflix. Rocco is literally dropping his special in like 2 days on Netflix.
What?
So Rocco's coming back. Rocco's Modern Life. I know I just went off on a completely different side tangent, but yeah. I mean, back then, like if you compared like Rocco to like Card Captor Sakura, back like two completely different things. I mean, and it's me and you are pretty much like we're only a few years apart, so our everything is similar as far as what animes we got into. I think my first one, as far as I could date back, is probably gonna be like Card Captor Sakura, Sailor Moon,
Sailor Moon,
and then that led into the DBZ, into the Toonami blocks with DBZ and Naruto and Bleach and One Piece, which One Piece, I'm still an avid One Piece fan,
right?
But I want to say like the first anime that I ever really like watched and I was like, okay, after I watched this and then I knew I was a fan of anime. Like I guess because like when you're a kid you just treat like, as much as we know Dragon Ball and stuff are like anime now, like back then you just treated it as a cartoon. It was just a cooler cartoon, at the time.
Yeah, they were all the same.
But the first, like once I knew what anime was and I got more into anime, the first anime I really legitimately watched and I was like, okay, after this I know I am a fan of anime would probably be Gurren Lagann. Right. I think after I watched that from beginning to end, I was like, I'm a fan. Like it, which that's pretty much a legend. Most people who are in our spectrum as far as like age range and stuff like that. Not trying to alienate anybody, but Gurren Lagann it's still a legend to this day. Like it's a great Studio Trigger is amazing. That's what put Studio Trigger like on the map. Yeah, that's how you got your Kill la Kills and your Kisniver and Darling in the Franxx. If we really want to put that on there. You really want to put that on there.
You know what I forgot to mention? Like, after Division of Escaflowne, because for some reason I only saw like the first episode. I never caught it again. Oh, yeah. But like after that, I forgot there was Metabots. There was Shaman King.
Yeah, from the Saturday morning blocks.
All of those from like the Saturday morning blocks. Like, boy, like back in the day, anime was like, was lit.
It was there, but like it never sold itself as anime. It just sold itself as cartoons.
Yeah. Well, that's because they just put it with the cartoons.
Because that's what it was. It was animation still. So, which is funny because a lot of the stuff like Metabots is still a thing in Japan. It's still like a thing.
It's because Metabots is lit.
Well, that's because Metaby carried that show. Like,
I mean, if we gonna be real, like, he did carry the show.
He carried the show.
Oh yeah, Monster Rancher too. Monster Rancher was like my first favorite anime.
Monster Rancher was really good
because I liked what was his name, Liger, or was it Tiger?
I thought you were talking about Zoids for a minute, and I was
like, that too.
Zoids was banger.
Zoids
was banger, and I didn't even know that was anime. I was like, Zoids was banger.
Zoids was like straight up lit. But no, I'm talking about Monster Rancher. They had like a. I didn't even think he was a tiger. I thought it was like a wolf or something.
I thought it was a wolf.
Like he was like a blue wolf with like a horn, and he shot lightning. And then there was Pixie, and she was in like basically a bikini the whole time. And I was like, I like her. But you know, hey, then she like went on to be like this lit character. You know. Yeah. But
I think a big thing about when we were watching anime is this was back before, you know, simulcasts and Crunchyroll.
This is like literally before all this. You catch it on TV or you don't catch it.
Yeah, it was like, and if you were a fan of it, you were watching it week by week, so you had to remember what times all this stuff came on.
Yep.
And a lot of the animes and stuff that we grew up with were on those Saturday morning blocks, like. Like Digimon. Digimon was a Saturday morning That was a Saturday morning cartoon. Like, I remember it as a Saturday morning cartoon.
Digimon, Pokemon, yeah.
Yeah, like all those were like once a week Saturday morning cartoons. Like you woke up early, like 8 o'clock in the morning to watch all those shows.
Fighting Foodons.
Oh my god. Fighting Foodons.
Which is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, but Jesus Christ was it glorious.
I mean, it's basically Shingeki no Shoma before Shoma was even a thing. I mean,
but
in a way.
Yeah.
In a way.
It was a food. It was a food anime before the food anime.
Yeah.
I feel you. Yeah, like he said, like back in the day, it's like if you didn't see an episode, you literally were just SOL. There was no other way to watch that. You
were like...
You would have to wait for it to re-air to watch it again.
Not unless you had, like, a friend that, like, could record episodes. Remember, like, some people that had, like, the crazy... Like, they could record episodes on, like, a tape?
Right.
Which I was not that fancy, but...
Remember VHS?
We're going back too far.
Oh, God. That was something.
Oh,
remember Blockbuster?
Kind of how I felt.
Remember Circuit City and Media Play? Back when it was good to be alive.
That's like the first 10 minutes of like Captain Marvel. You just like spoiled the first 10 minutes of Captain Marvel.
Like the first 10 minutes of, not even the first 10 minutes. When she lands, I think, didn't she land in Blockbuster and then went to a Radio Shack?
Yup.
And then you're just like,
the nostalgia.
Oh, that's what it used to be like. And then she ruined the rest of the movie by being herself. Now,
anyway, let's
moving on to the next topic
before we get controversial.
Which was, do you think the Bleach anime will ever be resurrected and properly finished?
I can see it. I can see it. Yeah,
I hope so. Like, contrary to popular belief, I am a Bleach fan.
Like, dude, I forgot who you talking to.
Some people think I actually really hate Bleach, and I actually really don't. They haven't come to understand who I am yet. I can absolutely love something, and I'll be honest about it. Like, if you asked me how I felt about Dragon Ball Z, I would tell you, I love Dragon Ball Z, but to hell with Goku. Like, and some people are like, what's wrong with Goku? Like, why are you hating on Goku? It's like, no. I'm not hating on Goku. I hate the fact that Goku is still a thing. After the Cell games. After the Cell games, it was supposed to be Gohan's time to be, like, the savior. If he had saved the world from Majin Buu, that would have been a lit way to end Dragon Ball Z. But no, they just had to bring back Goku. And it's just like, so what was the point of all of, like, Gohan's character development up until that one point where he exploded? Where he became the Saiyan now. He became the fighter for, like, or he took his father's place. But nope, we're going to bring back dead Goku, and then all of a sudden just, bam, here, he can be alive again for some reason. And then we go into, I'm not even going to do this.
Hey, I was about to say, this question was about Bleach.
But yeah, Bleach... Like, I actually really like Bleach. Now, the thing about Bleach, if you ask me, is that once he beat Aizen, and didn't he give up his powers?
Yeah.
Like, after that, if he had just gone back to, like, a normal life, I think that would have been, like, a beautiful, perfect way to end Bleach. Personally. However...
They did the full bring...
They did that. They did that trash. Which pretty much ruined the show. If you want to be real about it, because it's like, okay, if he gets his powers back, then he can go back to being like a Soul Reaver. It's like, nope. And then all along, and then Like, I don't even remember what happened. Didn't he, like...
He got his he got a full bring power.
Of course he did.
He got full bringer power, and then the guy who was training him ended up being like the bad guy. But then Ichigo learned that he was a substitute Soul Reaper like he was, and they had to duke it out. And then Ichigo got his powers back, but this time he was able to combine his Shinigami, his Soul Reaper power, with his full bringer power. Stupid. So now he was even more powerful than like ever. But spoiler alert: Ichigo is literally part everything in that show.
Yeah, which is a huge ass cop out. Like, that's so lame.
But before we get into that, like Bleach being resurrected and properly finished, I think they could do it because they've done it with other anime. They did Inuyasha the final act, and that didn't come out till later. Yeah. We got
Brotherhood.
We got Brotherhood years later after the original Full Metal. And like, what's really cool about Bleach, and the reason why I really could see it coming, is because here's the thing that's different. Like, here's the thing that's really cool about Bleach and Inuyasha and Full Metal. There was still a core audience there wanting those series to finish and getting that, you know what I mean? Like, there was always a demand, there was always like a want for it and a need for it. Like with Full Metal, they told the story differently when it had to end. Yeah. So the ending to Full Metal was completely different. So it's cool to get Brotherhood, because not only you get to rewatch Full Metal again, but you get it more closely aligned with the manga. And I mean, you get something different with with the other ones. But it's cool because Bleach has a mobile game called Bleach Brave Souls, and I thought, and with most like anime mobile games, which you wouldn't know because I do more of the mobile gaming, but that's your realm. Most mobile games only follow anime content exclusively. So if it's premiered in the anime, then they'll do events and content for anything that's already been shown in the anime. Okay. But very few mobile games, or very little mobile games, pull from the manga, where Bleach Brave Souls has actually done manga content in their game to keep new things in the game, and that game is on its 4-year anniversary. That game, or a 3-year or 4-year anniversary. Like, Bleach Brave Souls is almost as old as Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. And Dokkan Battle is just now in the middle of their 4-year anniversary as well. So like, for those, like, just to be like, for their mobile game, for Bleach, because the Bleach anime's been over for a little while now. So for their mobile game to still get that kind of support, I feel like, I mean, I know we're talking about a completely different realm, but there's still a demand for Bleach, you know what I mean? Right. So I feel like if they did it like an Inuyasha the final act type deal or whatever, I could see it. I could see Bleach coming back to finish up that last season or that last arc, which I feel like that last arc took like, when it was originally like reading through it, I think it took like 2-3 years for it to finish. Yeah, it took a while, but I could see them bringing it back. I don't know when, but I could see them bringing it back.
Yeah, man, I'd be down for another Bleach. I'd be down for it, even though I don't really like Ichigo that much. And a lot of people just love Ichigo. They love him so much.
He's the angsty teen,
and that's the thing. I liked him, but then he just kept getting handed powers. Like, he didn't earn any of it.
Oh, well, you're not gonna like the last act then. You're not gonna like the last arc at all.
Like, that's the thing. And people are like, no, he earns his powers. He literally got handed his powers in the first episode. She literally held out her hand, and he took the power.
Stab yourself with this sword.
Like
stab yourself.
Like, no. Legit, like, he gets handed all of his powers. And it's like, well, he's still cool, though. He's like, he has one attack. Does he not? Does he have more than one? Because I barely remember.
No, he has Tetsuga and Tensho. Tetsuga Tensho. The black thing with the red outlines.
And then every once and again, it'll just get a little bit stronger.
He's like, his final attack is called the final Tetsuga Tensho.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just as bad as Inuyasha with Wind Scar.
See, Inuyasha has Wind Scar, but he also has, like, the Tetsaiga, and it's like 4 other attacks that he can use.
Yeah, but which one do you see the most, though? Wind Scar.
I mean, he's got the Iron Reaver Soul Stealer.
Bro,
he said that a lot.
He has.
No, I get you.
That was like
it's always Windscar. It's always. I guess the same argument could be made for Yusuke because he does just use a spirit gun, but he has variations of it. Yeah, he does have variation. Goku doesn't always use the Kamehameha. He uses a spirit bomb. Sometimes he uses the Dragon Fist. Other times he just throws random ki blasts.
Yeah.
But Ichigo's like Tekika Chinsho. Give me power.
Give me power.
Does he ever train on his own?
I forget, man.
From what I remember, he's given power. Then they say, okay, train to learn it. He trains to learn it. He drops some villain, goes on about his normal life. Some other villain pops up. He's like, I got it. Let's throw hands. He gets bodied. Then they give him another power. They say train to pretty much control this one. He trains to control. He never trains on his own. From what I remember, he's not like Goku because Goku's always training.
Yeah, but Goku always has someone that helps him train though too. Goku, but the thing with Goku is Goku always has a mentor. He always has someone teaching him the new thing. That's true. I mean, Ichigo technically always has a different mentor that's he's learning under. So it's kind of the same thing. I see that kind of stuff just falls into shonen stuff to me.
Yeah,
that's shonen stereotypes to me.
All started by Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
there must be a mentor.
Alright. But yeah, Bleach can finish. I wouldn't mind Bleach finish. If Bleach came back, I'd watch it.
I really did enjoy Bleach. I just didn't like Ichigo that much. I didn't like most of the characters. I remember when I first started, I used to love Orihime, and then she just didn't. She one day just woke up and I was like, I don't care about Orihime.
I think it was that Hueco Mundo arc.
Was it? I don't even think that was it. It's just one day I just woke up and I was like,
for me it was okay. Hueco Mundo. When she got kidnapped, I was like, oh.
She didn't get kidnapped. She just walked with him.
Oh yeah, you right.
She was just like, I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go.
I'm gonna go. Ichigo was about to kiss you, but nah. Yeah, we'll save that for later.
But that's the thing. Bleach is a dope show. And there's no way you can watch it without having at least three characters that you just love. For me, it was Kenpachi. Uh-huh. I liked Rangiku. Mm-hmm. I liked Shinshui.
I was about to say, you better say his name.
I like Shinshui. I love Grimjaw. Halle Bell.
I thought you were about to say Halle Berry.
I mean, she is my Halle Berry. She fine as hell.
Oh, true.
I liked Rukia to an extent. I'm not in love with the Rukia.
I like Rukia.
I
don't think she's bad.
Your mom likes Chad.
Let's not. Next question.
Yeah, but his mom does like Chad.
Oh boy.
At least you got your mom to watch anime with you.
I did.
I haven't gotten
that. Is the one time I ever got my mom to watch anime. Fun fact.
Huh. What manga do you wish to have an adaptation in the next 5 years? Or if not manga, sequels?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay.
So what manga do you wish to have an adaptation of in the next 5 years? If not manga, sequels. Well, as far as sequels go, I would definitely want another sequel to Overlord, because I'm an Overlord fanatic. I need more of my Bone Daddy in my life. Quote me on that.
Stop calling him that.
He is a skeleton. You can literally call him your Bone Daddy. And it's fine.
Calling him that.
It's fine. It is okay.
It is not okay.
Yes, it is.
Jesus Christ.
Stop hating.
Stop calling him your Bone Daddy. That is so...
It's not. It's fine.
That is so bad.
It's not. It's okay.
That is so bad.
It is okay. Everyone. Okay. It's fine. They think it's fine. The audience thinks it's fine.
We don't know what they think.
It's fine.
We don't know what they
think.
Whether
they hate it or not, it's okay. I'm gonna still say it.
All right. Okay. It is a free country. You can't say that.
I can still say it.
As far as a manga that I would love to see adapted, there's this manga called The Way of a House Husband.
Ooh.
And literally it's about this former mafia member who met the girl of his dreams. So he goes from being this badass killer type dude to a house husband. But everything he does is like maxed out to the extreme. Like you'll find like this dude really loves his wife. Like I think one day she was like stressed out from work and she was like a little like tired. Mm-hmm. So in order to make her feel better, he pulls out like 5 different remedies of a whole bunch of stuff that's supposed to relax you. And he's like, just do this. Like he was trying so hard for her life to be just better, and I love it. Like he like attacks everything like a gang member, and it's great. Shopping and everything like that. Mm-hmm. It's fantastic. Another one would be Hitomi-chan is shy with strangers, and it's pretty like it's a lot like Komi-san, but the main character is more scary than just way too shy. And she also has shark teeth, and I think she has light skin. But yeah, she's pretty much like this cute character who just tries to make friends, but she's too like scary to make friends. It's one of those like generic types. As far as sequels go, I need several sequels. First of all, I need a sequel to Prison School. Like off the top of my head.
Yo, I need that too.
Prison School is one of the few shows that when it was done, I went to go read the manga, and like the next like half that they could use for the next season is beyond lit. Now I don't know how they're gonna squish it into like 12 episodes, but they could be greenlit for like 24. But you know, that's one of my favorite things I've ever read ever. Like no lie there. I could do. Well, I can't really have another Penny and Stalking. That's not going to happen. Another season 2 Platoon would be nice. Some more Dead Man Wonderland would be nice.
They could finish that now that the manga's been concluded for a little while too.
Yeah.
You know what? Now that we're talking about it, some manga adaptations I would like to see is The Breaker and The Breaker New Waves, which would be its sequel. Which that is a great like fighting anime or martial arts type anime that I really ended up liking that series. It's more of like it's got a different kind of art style, but Breaker and The Breaker New Waves I would love to see adapted. As far as sequels, I would love for them to go back and finish and do like the last 2, I think it's like last 2 arcs. Yeah, the last 2 arcs of Katekyo Hitman Reborn. Because Hitman Reborn only runs like 150 episodes, I believe. You gotta fact check me on that because it's been a while since I've seen my favorite anime of all time. But there's 2 more seasons, and those 2 seasons that they get after where it ends in the anime are so good, and I would love for them to kind of do like an Inuyasha the final act like kind of treatment, and just like do those last 2 arcs in an anime format, so you could like just watch the end of Katekyo Hitman Reborn. I would love to see that. I would love to see that come back.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what else? I just thought of 2 more. Kenichi, the world's mightiest disciple.
Oh yeah, Kenichi,
which is fantastic. If you have not seen that, go watch it. Like right now. Don't stop the podcast. We got a little bit longer, but that show is amazing. It needs another season. Like I need more of it. I love it so much. And the other one that I really want, because it was so entertaining, is Okami-san and Her 7 Companions.
Oh, Okami.
Another one of those, another season of that would do my heart a lot of good. Also, Rurumu.
Rurumu, oh my, don't make me cry. You're gonna make me tear up, man. You're really gonna make me, you're gonna make me a little bitch right now.
Rurumu
is so good.
It's so cute. It's such like a cute little show. It actually is. Like you hear this guy melting over here just thinking about it.
Because it ended and it just ended.
Yeah, we need more. We definitely need more of that.
I miss her.
She has a
Remember when we watched Rumu? I remember when I told you to read a chapter of Rumu, and you saw what the cat looked like.
I was like, what the fuck is that?
You were like, what is that?
Like, what is that?
I was like, cuz, that's the cat.
That's a blob. That's not a cat.
That's the cat.
It's not a cat. Like the art style for Rumu is very, very different. But I will tell you this: the anime's great. Bro, like, it's good for your heart. I'll say it that way.
Yeah, Rumu was a good one.
Like, it's good for your heart. But yeah, Rumu has a. Why am I blinking right now? Like, they have, like, the extra episodes that they have that has nothing to do with the anime. It's just like a
OVAs. And
that
OVAs.
Yeah, it has an OVA.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like it came out like recently, and I squealed like a girl, but I forgot all about it.
Wow.
Like, I squealed, and I was getting ready to like text you, but something else happened. I was like,
you're just like, okay.
I was like, yeah, I forgot.
Life happened.
Yeah, but
it's okay.
Yeah, there's like plenty of shows that need a sequel.
Plenty. There's too many, man. I mean, that could be a whole nother podcast in itself.
Oh,
talking about stuff we want to come back.
I got a question for you.
What?
What's a show that needs a remake?
Oh, like a remake?
Like something that was either so good it needs to be readapted for like a new
audience, for
like a new audience, or something that was so terribly done it needs to be redone properly.
Ooh, I mean, if you're talking, I feel like a lot of some of the more classical anime, like some of the ones that really need to like stand the test of time, but like there's some that I appreciate the original so much that I would not dare try and touch it again for a remake, because
right.
I feel like they would mess it up. That's so hard, man. I want to say like the granddaddy of like mecha anime, the Big O.
Yeah.
I feel like the Big O is really dated, but the Big O is really cool. So I feel like if the Big O could get like a remake, I feel like the Big O would be really cool to see again. So many. Astro Boy. I was that guy who watched the 2002 series when it was like playing on Cartoon Network or
right.
Konami or something like that.
I remember that.
Astro Boy is really good.
Yeah.
I was that one guy who went to go see the Astro Boy movie when it came out in 2009 or something like that, because I knew what it was.
Yeah.
I was like, Astro Boy, what the
that's the thing. Like I'm gonna talk about this and I want to do it like my next podcast, but I want to do like a Mount Rushmore of anime.
Oh,
what's the greatest?
What's on your Mount Rushmore?
Yeah, of all time anime, and Astro Boy has to be there.
Really?
Right? Astro Boy has to be there. That was the first anime ever made, and it's still relevant today to a certain degree.
Yeah,
but it kick-started everything, right?
Astro Boy kick-started a lot of things. For those who don't know, Astro Boy inspired Mega Man. Or Mega Man. No, yeah, Astro Boy's older. Astro Boy inspired Mega Man.
Yeah.
And Mega Man has so many reincarnations. Mega Man could be an anime in itself.
Yeah.
But there's so many. There's so many.
The reason I ask is because there's shows that have gotten remakes lately, like Fruits Basket.
Yeah, I noticed that. I saw that. Yeah,
just got a remake, which is amazing, by the way. It's actually really good. I didn't watch the first one, so I'm watching this one, and it's fantastic. It's actually great. Something else got a remake. Cardcaptor Sakura got a remake. Sailor Moon got a remake.
That was a few years ago, I thought.
Yeah. But it's still kind of...
Oh, it's still kind of new, yeah. It's still recent. It's a year or two ago. 2 or 3 years ago.
Jesus, what's the other one that got remade? Dororo was a remake.
Oh, yeah.
That's something that a lot of people just absolutely love. That's the funny part. I'm not entirely sure of what I would want to see remade for new. Okay, if I wanted to see one show come back in like a new art style and everything, I want it to be like the original Tenchi Muyo.
Ooh, yeah. That's the god. That's like the granddaddy of harem anime right there.
Like that's like the like
that needs a thing.
Yeah, that's like the harem anime. I know a lot of people don't seem to like harem. Like they think it's like trashy and whatnot, but I don't care. I love harems.
Here's the thing with harems, like. Because there are trashy harems.
I'm
thinking of one. I'm thinking of one really trashy one right now in my head. You should know which one I'm thinking about. The one that keeps getting seasons and we don't know why it keeps getting seasons.
I'd count that more as like an ecchi than a harem.
That's true. You're right.
We're talking about Ikitojin, by the way.
Yeah, Ikitojin. Ikitojin is more ecchi, but okay.
Garbo.
Total Garbo.
Garbo.
Here's the thing with harems. Harems can be good if done right. I'm looking at you, Shuffle.
I mean, Shuffle's the greatest harem anime ever made. Fight me.
When harems are done well, they're great.
I'm looking at you, Nizukoi.
Shots fired at Nizukoi, but
punk ass bitch.
But it just depends on how the story's handled, because things fall into tropes, and tropes and stuff get lost. You start following so many tropes and stuff, and those tropes start. It's like once you've seen one, you've seen them all. It's like one of those with some harems. It's like that. It's like, okay, I've seen one. Pretty much these are basically the same to some degree. Now you do have the few that stand out, like Shuffle, and like others in the harem, like Nizukoi to an extent stood out.
Yeah, and then you have the ones that are still pretty trashy, but they're also amazing, like High School DxD and Jesus, what's it? I don't forget. Testament of Sister New Devil.
Yeah.
And then you got Trinity 7.
Trinity 7 is great.
Which is spectacular. Sekirei is pretty good.
So.
So it
just depends.
There are just some that are just really good. And then you have,
just depends.
Others like, God, just badly written ones. But, yeah, I do like harems. Like, yeah, Tenchi Muyo was, like, my first harem that I was ever introduced to. And I remember sitting there by myself having a best girl war with myself. Because for me, it was between Ryoku and Washu. It was between those two with me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, they are both fantastic. Everybody else can pretty much just kick rocks.
Everybody else can kick rocks. Goddamn.
I mean, they were all fantastic characters, but those two were my absolute favorites.
All right. So, yeah, I think that pretty much covers up, like, anime we want to adapt in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Let's see. The next one here is, what do you think of the estimation that anime will die in the coming 5 years? Do you think that it will?
No.
No, it
won't.
For the simple fact that, like, here's the thing. When it comes, we gobble it up over here in the States way too much. It's still way too popular.
See, you honestly say that, and it's not even mainstream. Like, it's not even, like, mainstream. Like,
it's not. It's been the exposure of anime in like, let's say in the last 10 years has been so much more relevant in the last 10 years than it has ever been before. And it's because we have these platforms like Crunchyroll, like Funimation, like Netflix, like Hulu. We have these platforms which 10 years ago, or 15, if we really want to be, like, let's even just take it back to high school. Half of those platforms were not even a thing. And even if they were a thing, they were babies. They weren't doing nothing.
They were kids.
They were little baboos on the internet.
Yeah.
So, like, nah. The anime in the next 5 years, honestly, in the next 5 years, it's funny because, like, over the summer I teach, I do teaching at a tech camp, and I wear, like, my Hero Academia t-shirts. I'm wearing one right now. You guys can't see it. But, sometimes I will talk about that stuff. And you can say anime and people are like, oh yeah, I know of that. Whereas like 5-10 years ago, you had to like dig for stuff and you had to like try and find stuff. Like it's so much more accessible now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially with things like My Hero being super big, with like the last getting a 4th season on the way, getting another movie on the way, like which. The first movie actually played in select theaters, so if this next movie gets another playing in theaters, I bet you it'll play in theaters again, because people went to go see the first one. Right. Same with Dragon. We just had the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie this year in theaters, and people paid money to go see that. That came out in theaters worldwide, like that premiered in theaters. And the Broly movie, which, spoiler alert, is fucking dope. That movie is fucking dope. I'm sorry. I know Cuz over here hasn't seen the Broly movie, but that movie is dope, and it was so cool to see that on the big screen. So, no, and I feel like anime has just really started to break those boundaries of, like, if Dragon Ball did really well in theaters, My Hero's probably going to be like, okay, if they can do a movie that did well in theaters, then we can do a movie that does well in theaters. And I feel like it can only go from there. Because we really never had anime movies break it into blockbuster film. Like, break into theaters, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes we get some every now and again that'll premiere at select theaters. Like, remember the Yu-Gi-Oh movie back in the day? It only played at select theaters, and you got, like, that crazy Blue Eyes card for if you went to go see that movie. Yeah. So, and especially like with Pokemon, which whether you want to know it or not, it has an anime adaptation, and Pokemon Detective Pikachu is a thing. So, to some degree, that's, you know what I mean? I mean, yes, it's a franchise. I know. I get it. But, you know, I'm just looking at the bigger picture. Like, anime's starting to creep its way into movies more recently. So, I wouldn't mind to see more of that. And, like Studio Ghibli films and stuff like that. I mean, what was that last movie that came out that everyone was like... Alita Battle Angel was another thing. Anime's not going anywhere in the next 5 years. No. If anything, it'll be more of a thing. It'll get even more exposure in the next 5 years. So don't even worry about it. I'm not worried about it.
I'm not really either. Like, nah. We're... Like... I'm not sure where that estimation came from, but I know it's not gonna happen. Like it's so much easier to like get a hold of like anime now, whether you want to do it through Crunchyroll, through Funimation, through Verve, through Hulu, through Netflix. There's all the other websites that you can go to watch anime and not have to pay for it. You know, there's High Dive that you can go to. There's a bunch of different places you can go to watch anime now. And there's so much of it now. Like, if you ever just look at the amount of anime that come out every single season, there's so much of it that it's like, it's not going to slow down. If you go back 10, 15 years ago, the amount they came out per season was a lot shorter. Yeah. But now they can just pump out anime, and we're getting more and more. Now, do I think that's, you know, a good thing? You know, I like anime, but the sheer amount that's coming out is just kind of, you know, I think it's like separating like fans now. It's like little groups. Like, you're going to have your idol anime fans. You're going to have, like, your Isekai fans, your action fans, your, like, slice of life fans. And they're not going to, like, mingle with each other because, well, every season, they're going to get, like, 2 shows that fit them. Instead of being, like, back in the day where it was, like...
one of this and one of that.
We got Code Geass. We got...
Death Note.
We got Code Geass, Death Note, Gurren Lagann. And it was more of, like, these are the only things that we have for you to watch, and they're relatively available, and you're kind of just sitting there like, okay, and then you watch them, and it's like the entire community's like together on it, right? Yeah. You can talk to each other about it, but now there's so much that it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, and I don't want to bring this up because I know everyone feels a certain way about this, but like, even those live adaptations of anime, which I understand, I know I'm about this. I'm not saying they're good, but they're still inspired off of animes. They're still based off of things. And like, let's say if someone watches the live action version of Death Note, which, oh my god, but don't. But if someone watches that and they're like, it was kind of but the premise was cool. And then someone's like, you should watch the actual series. You know, that, I mean, yeah, it's not the ideal way to get into Death Note, if you ask me. But it still is a way for them to still figure out what the series was in the first place. So, if anything, I feel like it's just gotten more exposure over the years. And and more people are being exposed to it, which that's a good thing. So, yeah, just to kind of piggyback off of that last thing you said. But yeah, anime's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's here to stay, bro. If anything, it's going to get more and more and more and more and more mainstream.
The only way it would die, the only way anime would die off is like if all the animation studios just shut down or something like that.
That they just decided not to do it.
Yeah, and I don't know, that wouldn't happen. I don't believe. No.
Or if something like crazy happens and like the rest of the world like cracks down on anime and they go, well, we can't have this, and this in our shows that we're putting out, or they only allow like a certain thing, so like the rest of the world gets like 3 anime every season, and those 3 kind of like really watered down. You know what I mean? Like how One Piece was when it first came here.
Oh, you're talking about when 4Kids had it?
Yeah, and they just watered it down until it wasn't even the same. Well, the same thing.
We don't talk about that. We only talk about the theme song from the 4Kids dub. We don't talk about anything else from the 4Kids dub.
But unless that happens, anime's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Don't trip. Don't worry. We're gonna have waifus in the future, bro. Don't worry about it.
Don't you worry.
Let's see. What do you think of this summer's Isekai?
I was gonna say I've only seen one lately.
You saw the good one then.
If we're talking about actually 7 and 8, we can kind of just roll out into one.
Okay. Like 7's like what do you think of this summer's Isekai, and 8's like what do you think of Isekais in general?
Isekais, I'm gonna say like harems. If done well, they're really entertaining. If done poorly, they're super jarring and it's very noticeable. Or if something just starts to like not make sense, and then the only caveat or the only way they can escape out of whatever problem they've written themselves into is some weird type of cop out, then that's kind of like when I'm not about it. I just recently was watching, or I watched up to episode 20 of Rising of a Shield Hero, and Rising of a Shield Hero is great. The world building and stuff like that in it is really good. They don't, and what I really like that they haven't done it yet, or in the 20 episodes that I watched, is they don't break their own rules that they set up in whatever world that they go to. Because I feel like that happens way more often than not, where the characters end up in some kind of dilemma or some kind of problem, but then there's some weird thing that breaks the rules of that world that will help them get out of whatever situation. And that's what I really like about Rising of a Shield Hero, is that it doesn't break its own rules. Now, I guess you can say, I'm not going to spoil anything, but the main character has that secret power that he can tap into. But at that, I don't even think that's even a cop-out, because that was an ability that was created from his own rage. So, kind of, sort of, or his dealings with the devil. So, that to me, I don't really, because if he uses that, he can't use anything else. So, I don't know. I think the way they have structured their show is really good. Whereas you have Sword Art Online, where they're like, why did you do this? And he's like, you know what? I don't even know. That's still gonna bother me to the end of it. That's still a cop-out. That's such a weird cop-out.
Terrible cop-out. But yeah, like I love you said, if like an Isekai can be just like a harem. There are going to be awful ones. There are going to be great ones. For every like Rising of the Shield Hero and like ReZero for
Dot Hack Sign,
Konosuba. I reincarnated as a slime.
Whew, that one's so good.
For like every one of those, I was reincarnated into a different world with my cell phone.
That one, yeah, that was such a weird one.
I thoroughly enjoy when there's an isekai that, well, first of all, that follows one of two things. Either the overall gist of it is just simply for comedy, like Konosuba and like the one we have this season, the mom isekai.
Oh yeah, I did watch the first 3 episodes of that.
That's purely just comedy.
Yeah.
There's no come to our world, we're gonna make you completely overpowered and you have to do something for us.
Yeah.
There's none of that. Oh, or you could have it like Rising of the Shield Hero, or like I was reincarnated as a slime, where where you get a character, they are overpowered, but they find like something to do that's not too, like generic, like how like Ruramu wanted to he didn't want to rule anything. He didn't want to stop anything. He just wanted to make lives better for everybody else. Pretty much.
Yeah, he wanted to, yeah, exactly. No, I get you.
And now Fumi just wants to go home at this point. But, yeah, like, they summoned him, they made him overpowered, but they put all these obstacles against him, and he's not, like, super overpowered, but he's stronger than all the rest of them, because the rest of them are just utter garbage.
We're talking about Slime, right?
No, we're talking about a Shield Hero.
Sure. I feel like Shield Hero was different, because I feel like Shield Hero, he doesn't even come into the world overpowered. He gets the worst class.
I know.
The hardest class to level up.
I know.
He has to have a party to level up. Like, I feel like he came into that world with everything stacked again. Like, it's not like
not everything.
Well, I feel like he didn't even come into that world OP. He came in with nothing, bro.
I know. He came in with like nothing. Then the world was set against him, and he had to rise against it.
Oh yeah. That's true. I mean, it's an underdog story for real, but it's good. But the way they tell it is good, and it's gripping.
Yeah, but as far as this season's, my favorite so far is the mom. It's the mom isekai.
Yeah, the mom one is good.
It's just pure. It's just hilarious.
Yeah,
it's meant to just be funny.
You don't have to like think too hard about it. You can just turn your brain off. I'm trying to think of another. You reminded me of another isekai that I wanted to talk about briefly. It's recent. Is it?
Like how recent?
Kind of recent. It's kind of in the Shield Hero kind of realm. Maybe like
right around there.
Yeah, right around there. I can't think of it now. I had it in my head. It's gonna drive me crazy because I'm not gonna be able to think. And I can't. I had it, and then I lost it.
Remember what it's about?
It's about they going. Well, they're isekai, so they're about people that go into another world. What was it about? I don't remember. I can't remember it. Don't worry about it.
It's too late now. Now I'm looking it up now. Around the same time as.
I think it was. I'm not 100% sure, but as far as. I mean, I like isekai. Like, it's really good. It's really good.
I like isekai a lot more. If it wasn't like if we didn't get like,
I know what I want to say.
4 or 5.
I know what I was gonna say. Like Drifters.
Yeah, something like that.
Drifters is great. I love good. Drifters.
Yeah,
that's something that needs another season. We're talking about stuff with another season. But like Drifters, I mean, there's so many different things that isekai. Isekai. I think the reason why a lot of people like isekai is it's the ultimate. It's the ultimate. Like, I feel like fantasy for a lot of people, because it's like, okay, the real world is boring. Let me go to a completely new world with a whole new set of rules. But it's just really the way they they handle it. Even Overlord is an isekai, but the way Overlord handles its isekai trope versus I gotta stop saying Sword Art Online before people start really thinking I hate it. But
I do hate
the way Overlord handles its isekai versus the way the new Mom anime handles it, they're completely two different things. They just use the isekai trope to tell its story. You know what I mean? But they're telling two completely different stories and unique stories. Where Overlord is completely about the bad guys. Like, it's literally about Ainz taking over, like literally taking over this new world. And the coolest thing about it is with each season you get to see him lose a little bit more of his humanity because he has to stay in line with his game character. So it's cool because now it becomes not only this him trying to discover about this world and if there are other players that were still in it like him, but at the same time it's also about, with every season, it's him getting a little bit more unhinged and getting a little bit more, like I said, unhinged, and him falling more, him losing his humanity and him kind of fighting to be who he still is, him as an actual person and not just him as a game character, as the character that he, plays in that MMO that he really, really loved. So it just really depends on the story, but Isekai is the ultimate power trip. It's the ultimate fantasy for a lot of people. They're not going. Isekais aren't going anywhere. It's just they're too good. Like, even there's Ghibli films. Every Ghibli film is almost an isekai. Spirited Away is an isekai. Princess Mononoke, I believe, is it? No, is it? I'm trying to think of that. There's another one where like a character goes into another world, but like. No, I think they're just, it's just a genre to just help. Feel like at this point it's just a tool to help tell a story. It's a genre that just helps, tell stories now. I feel like isekai has become its own thing at this point. It
has.
It definitely is.
I just like it more if it wasn't like 6 per season.
We do have a lot now.
Like there's just so much. And sometimes they're like exactly the same. However, this season we have the Mom Isekai, which is probably the best one. Fuck Osan, he a bitch. We have, what is it? Oh, you know what else? Reverse Isekais are lit.
Reverse Isekai?
Like
the other, like the characters go to the real world?
Yeah, like Miss Kobayashi's Maid Dragon.
Oh,
like,
that is reverse.
Like Recreators. Like
You're right.
Oh, what's the name of that show? Oh, I love it so much. It needs another season 2. The Devil is a Part-Timer. That's a reverse isekai. Those are dope.
Can I have 2 Cats Doom, please? Cats Doom. Oh God!
That one's amazing. What else? The Ones Within. I like The Ones Within. That one's a pretty good one. It's like it's just about like all these different types of gamers, and they get put into like this another world, and they have to. It's like a YouTube deathmatch type of thing.
Oh, that's
kind of.
That's kind of neat.
Not like they fight each other, but they all are like one giant team, and they have to get like 100 million views or something like that.
Yeah.
To get sent back to like their normal world.
Oh, okay.
And they have like a bunch of different games. Like they have like a farming gamer, scary gamer, like a historical type, all the like fighting games, like all those type of gamers. That one's pretty dope. I actually do really, really like that one. And there's let's see, what else is there? Isekai Cheat Magician. That one's pretty...
You know what? I saw that one, and I was like, oh, well, that's not an isekai. That's just a show in another world. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon too? Or Dan Machi too?
Yeah.
That's just fantasy.
Yeah, Isekai Cheat Magician, that one's...
Is that another one of those ones that's like, oh, okay, it's just another one of these?
Well... Pretty much, like they get summoned to like another world. They don't know they're OP, And then it's like
they don't know they're OP. Then they learn that they're OP.
Like, you know those tests? It was like, hey, put your hand on this and we'll gauge your magic. They put their hand on it and they broke it. And it's just like, well, okay. Like I think like the dudes, there's like two of them, like a dude and a girl. Like I think the dude can like, it has this like this amazing power, and like the girl can control 4 elements and you can only control 1.
Yeah.
So she's pretty much the Avatar. So that's great. But yeah, that one's pretty generic. What else is there?
There's so
much. Demon Lord Retry. That one is literally the most generic one of them all.
Okay.
So it, like when I say generic, I mean it's like copy and paste. Guy gets transported to a game or a different world. He's OP, and no one can really touch him. That's pretty much that.
I don't like it when it's like they're so powerful that nothing can really phase them. I don't like it when they're that powerful. I like it when they go to another world and they have to work for it. I feel like that's why Rising of a Shield Hero works so well, because they dick the boy over, but when he gets those accomplishments, or when he hits those great moments in the show, you feel it and you feel good. Like for all purposes, or for whatever, for right now, I'm just gonna put this out here. When I got to episode 20, I was on my feet like, yes, finally, my boy. Let this happen. But you feel like that character has deserved it. Like, that was the emotional payoff at that point. You know what I mean? Like, that was the emotion. And I feel like a lot of isekai forget to still, if you're gonna still make your character, if you're gonna put your character in this whole world where he's just literally this god or whatever, like, he still needs to have like some obstacles to make you feel like that payoff is still worth it. You know what I mean? He still needs his own goals to, to get to. And when you're just OP and you're just like, all right guys, we're gonna do this today, but don't worry, I don't really need a party, I just want a party because fan service. Like, you know what I mean? It's a different thing, but that's pretty much my thoughts on isekais as a whole, though. I mean, they're good. I mean, it's definitely a genre that's definitely gained a lot of popularity with Sword Art and stuff like that. Ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, even Sword Art, even though I don't like Sword Art Online, it did the isekai good. Like, it was a good isekai anime. It
put more people. It got more people into isekai. Like, and that's fine. That's cool, and I can respect it for that.
Yeah, the other isekais this season are pretty much the same. But yeah, the mom isekai and the ones within are my two favorite. Those are the ones I would recommend for you to watch this season.
But that so last question here. What's one anime that you think has a better dub than sub?
Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z.
You know what? It's so weird because I feel like I would have said that like a few years ago. I feel like I would have said that maybe 2 or 3 years ago before Super started airing, or before Super started airing. But now when I watch Dragon Ball, I've watched Dragon Ball Super was my first time I have ever watched Dragon Ball not in English. And I heard Goku's Japanese voice for the first time, and I was so taken aback because I was like, "This is not Sean Schemmel. Where's Vic? Where's all my characters? Like, and where are all the voice actors that I've come to know? But like listening to Dragon Ball subbed wasn't that bad. I actually liked it.
I can't.
Like, I even like Goku's funny scream. Like, so good. It's so good. I love it. I've grown very fond of Goku's Japanese voice actors.
There's a lot of dubs that are better than the subs.
Full Metal for me. I still love Full Metal.
Full Metal. Cowboy Bebop.
Yep.
Panty and Stocking.
Oh yeah. I can't even imagine Panty and Stocking being subbed.
I mean, I've seen some episodes subbed. It's not the same.
Okay, I was gonna say, but yeah, there are a few there are a few that I don't think I could ever see sub. Like panty and stocking. What's the point?
Code Geass.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Code Geass.
No, yeah, because we watched
Death
that
Note.
on Toonami. Death Note.
Yeah.
There's some that I just really prefer. The dub.
Yeah, like the dub. Like a lot of people are just like, they just won't watch a dub. Period. I don't completely understand that.
I think if a good one comes along, watch it.
I think if you just want to watch a dub, then watch a dub.
I feel like it just really depends too, because like we were like panty and stocking. Panty and stocking is meant to be funny and it's meant to be a comedy. So I feel like that's better enjoyed when you don't have to read it every 2 seconds. Where I've been watching The Disastrous Life of Psyche K, and I like Psyche K being subbed. I don't think it would be really great dubbed because a lot of the jokes are very very rooted in Japanese culture. So I feel like a lot of those jokes would lose translation when trying to be dubbed. So that's why Psyche K still really... But like the thing is the subtitles is really funny because it lends itself to the comedy a little bit, which is really funny. So I like that about Psyche K. And that's why Psyche K is probably one of my favorite comedies that I've probably watched in a little while. I don't know if I put it above like Gamers and stuff, because I love Gamers is probably still like up there as far as good comedy. Gamers, like, watch that. But
yeah,
it just depends, man. Like, I really think it depends on the show. I think it just really depends on how you got exposed to it initially. Really, that's what I'm gonna say.
It's funny because the other day I was going through some anime that have a dub. I was watching them sub. I listened to like the dub voices, and I liked the dub voices. So I was like, I don't feel like reading all of this. I'm just gonna watch it dubbed, and I think that's fine. It's like whether you watch it subbed or dubbed, as long as you like the anime. As long as
you like the show, yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah, like,
another thing too, as long as you don't watch any Sentai Filmworks dubs, you'll be okay.
You'll be just fine.
Don't watch any Sentai Filmworks
God
dubs.
damn it, I hate Sentai Filmworks.
But
I hate Sentai Filmworks so much.
Sentai Filmworks does not have good dubs. But anyway, with that aside, most dubs are fine. If you want to watch it dubbed, I feel like that's completely your prerogative. If you feel like you can enjoy it better without hearing English voices, more power to you. If you feel like the subs are better because you get more of that raw like joke, or you get the raw like what they were actually trying to say or intentions of everything, that's fine too. It's a preference at this point now. It's like having your burgers with or without cheese, man. It's
having a burger without cheese is kind of un-American.
Some people don't like their burgers without cheese. I'm just saying, you have the choice. So have your choice and have it your way.
I can't remember the last time I had a burger without cheese, actually.
So we've probably been recording for like 18 hours.
Jesus Christ. When was the last time I had a burger with no cheese?
But that's all my thoughts, man. But that answers all the questions on your thingy, man. So that ends it out. While Cuz is out here thinking about burgers without no cheese on it.
Like, I can't remember the last time I had a burger without no cheese. Like, you've actually like kind of blown my mind right now.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, that concludes our very first podcast, Otakus. I really hope that you enjoy listening to us rant and talk for like what has this been, like an hour and like a half.
Hopefully
like
you
that.
guys just put the podcast on and you just put headphones on or whatever, like while you were working or studying or whatever. I know a lot of you guys are probably back in school now too, so are getting ready to go back to school. So that's why I like these podcasts. That's why I like podcasts, because it's you can literally listen to this whenever. That's the best part about it. You don't need any visual context. You just have to chill and hang out with us.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I could probably do this. Like, I want to do this like twice a month, but I could probably do it once a week.
We'll see how many more topics we get in that Discord. So if you want to keep seeing more topics, please keep putting that in Cuz's Discord there. So
yeah, either put it in Discord or put it You can even put them at the bottom. Okay, there are 3 places that you can put your topics that you want me to talk about, or things, questions, or anything like that. You can put them in the YouTube comments. You can put them on my Twitter. You can tweet them at me, or you can go to my Discord. Those are 3 places.
Which all of those will be linked in the description, except for the YouTube comments. That's pretty obvious.
Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. But you know, some people are probably like, "Where's the link to the comments section?"
So yeah, all that would be in the description. And thanks for having me on, man. It's been great. Hopefully, I get to do this again.
Yeah,
often.
Yeah. I'll try to get more people here. I know for a fact that Hyper Shane wants to do one with me, because he told me if I ever did want to hit him up, so I'm gonna hit him up one of these days. Other than that, I'm gonna try to get some more people. Sometimes I might just do it by myself. I might just sit here for like an hour and just talk. You know, hey, it is what it is. But if you did like the video, please leave a like. Like, some people don't understand why we say that, but we say that is, the more likes we get, the more exposure the video will get. And the more exposure the video gets, the more people see the video, the more people see the video, the more people, are intent to subscribe and like and join the family. That's why we always say that. But yeah, comment down below anything that you want to say about the topics or the podcast or any other things you want me to talk about in the next session. And yeah, subscribe if you like your boy. Go subscribe to my boy ShootingStar Sheriff. Show him some love. Boy definitely deserves it. Hey, tell him I sent you. Just go. I was sent here. He'll know what it means. You know what that means.
Yeah,
right?
I know what that means.
All right.
I know what it means. I'm right here.
Okay. All right. It's gonna be like one random day in like November. You're like, I was sent here. And you're like, what the? Who? What?
I'm like, what was this? What are you doing?
Like, but yeah. And follow me on all my social medias. They're all in the description below. Till next podcast. Peace out, guys.
Laters.